Hello everyone, this is Mr. Darius again, and today we will be addressing the topic of entrepreneurs. Understanding what an entrepreneur is and what are the top qualities that actually define such a person. Nowadays I've seen something really sad. I've seen companies paying their employees to go at conferences which are held by, let's call them motivational speakers, in which they are told to just drop everything, drop their jobs, mortgage their house, pawn their houses, drop their studies, and just go and start a business. If you can drive a car, and that means you can learn any skill. I do agree with that you can learn every skill. So everything is learnable nowadays, especially with all the information around you. It's just that the amount of time it will actually take you to master a certain skill might be vastly different from one person to another. So it's nothing bad with me trying to become a mechanic as a business consultant. It's just that it might take me 10 years to actually become a mechanic. And even when I will be, my skills will be pretty modest in comparison with someone that actually had the prep, had the background, but also had some native skills that actually recommended him or her for that job. So I would see entrepreneurs as being the kind of persons that actually are creative and have ideas. You have to be creative. You have to be the kind of person that looks at the glass and sees it half full, that looks at a problem and sees it as an opportunity. Of course, you might not be in the situation in which you're gonna reinvent the wheel again, but you might be able to see that as an opportunity that maybe will create a new USP for your product, or can take your business in a different niche that will actually address a new type of clients. But having ideas is not really enough. The difference between an idea and a dream and what they can actually accomplish as concepts is the finance behind them. Okay? You must have financial muscle for implementing your ideas. It's not enough just to have ideas. So here we're discussing about your own capital, about your own savings. Now you have to be able to sacrifice and put your savings and your capital along with your ideas in the business that you're trying to start. If you have this mindset, then this is something very characteristic that I've seen at entrepreneurs, okay? The third one that I would actually recommend, and if you don't have it, we can think of a solution for you to actually acquire it, is experience. Now, I'm totally against that theory in which you are advised to just drop everything and start a business in a domain that you don't have experience. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm advising you to focus on experience before starting your own business, okay? And this, if you don't have experience, the best way to get experience before actually starting your own business would be to go and get a job. Go get familiar with what does a paycheck mean, with deadlines, with time frames, with pressure. Just imagine if you're having a huge struggle with dealing with the pressure at your job, then imagine dealing on a daily basis with the pressure of paying employees, of hiring, of firing, of training, of negotiating with suppliers, of dealing with deadlines from the banks, of having to make payments for which you don't have cash. Now, can you imagine such a world if you're an inexperienced person? So I don't advise people just to go and start businesses just because it's fun, okay? Just because it's on vogue to have at least 3 bankruptcies before you actually do something with a business, okay? If you can learn without putting your own expense over there and without ruining your life, literally, I think it's safer to just go and make some experience. It doesn't matter the domain. The important thing is to actually become familiar with the working environment and the business environment, okay? Now, Another thing you should have an entrepreneur, and I've seen this very, very developed at entrepreneurs, is self-confidence. Okay? Now, self-confidence or self-motivation, to say so, it is something that is very, very strongly defined at these entrepreneurs or people that are entrepreneurs in general. It is their motivation to keep on continuing. It is their motivation to pick themselves up and just start a new working day. There will be times in which you will work more than 8 hours a day and not get a paycheck. There will be times in which you might bring money from home to actually just keep your business alive and just make sure you pay some of your employees so that they're happy and they'll stick with you and remain loyal. So you need a lot of self-motivation when it comes to the business environment, because it is a very cruel world that has no mercy for rookies in general. Okay? Now, another skill would be responsible. Okay? Entrepreneurs are highly responsible people. They are persons that think ahead, plan ahead. They think of their steps. They take a step back to reflect. They think of the future of the business, the future of their employees, and their future role within that business. Okay? Another thing that I've seen, and another skill to say so, it is funny because another skill actually is multi-skilled, okay? So you have to be a multi-skilled person. At the beginning, you might not afford having someone employed like a general manager or financial director or a human resource director that will actually bring in those set of skills that you're actually lacking as an entrepreneur. But then again, please invest time in going to courses, to conferences, read every book possible, look at every video possible that would actually help you develop some of the skills that you're lacking, because you're going to need them. It is crucial for you to be able to focus on cash flows, to actually have talks and motivate employees, to actually negotiate with your suppliers, to actually understand the costs that are associated with you taking a loan, to actually plan the kind of assets you will need in advance. So make sure you invest in yourself, study as much as possible, attend as many courses as possible, and try to develop the skills that you're actually lacking until you will actually afford bringing someone in the business that can actually have a strong suit at those skills that you're actually lacking. Now, another one would be leadership skills. Okay? Leadership skills. You have to lead by examples. Your employees, people around you, your suppliers, your customers have to look at you as a leader by example. You must have the ability to influence people around you in a very positive way. You must be the kind of person that your employees think of when they're having or they're encountering something hard in their day-to-day basis. So it is very important that you are aware of your own emotions and the emotions of the people around you and actually deal with them in a very productive way. Okay? Now, last but not least would be risk taking. Okay? Now this is a key word. Risk taking is a key word when it comes to being an entrepreneur. I would say that this is something that you would eat on a daily basis for breakfast. Risk taking. The ability to put your money, your finance, your capital, your time, your nerves in a business that has absolutely no future guaranteed. Now, if you can think of that and still motivate yourself, still bounce back, and still be attracted by doing a business, that you might have the entrepreneur gene in you, and you might actually start looking at the business environment as something more and more appealing. What I do tell people before actually starting their own business is that the only constant they have in this equation is the possibility of losing everything they have invested. Now, these being said, these are my, let's say so, this is my personal profile of entrepreneur that I have sketched over here, and these are the top qualities that I believe entrepreneurs usually have in order to make it, in order to be successful in the business environment. Without having this combination of skills, if you're lacking some of them, you might be able to compensate, but it's really important that you have at least a bit of each before you actually start a business. Just remember, the business environment is a very, very harsh environment, has no place for rookies, has no mercy, and instead of just losing money to learn some lessons, why don't pick up some educational materials like this video, for example, or other books or other seminars, and try to make sure that you have developed some of these skills, vast majority of these skills, before actually just running and opening your business. This being said, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Mr. Darius, and I'm here to answer all your business queries. Regardless of your question, just drop me a line and I'll help you pull it through. Have a great day.